Hi folks, and welcome to day 15 of our lessons from Leviticus. Today's devotional is called Uncleanness. Leviticus chapter 5 verses 2 and 3. Or suppose someone touches something not clean. It could be the dead bodies of wild animals or of livestock, or it could be the dead bodies of creatures that move along the ground. Even though those people are not aware that they have touched them, they have become unclean and they are guilty. Or suppose they touch something unclean that comes from a human being. It could be anything that would make them unclean. Suppose they are not aware that they touched it. When they find out about it, they will be guilty. For many of us, when we wake up in the morning, we intend to live lives solely devoted to the Lord. We aim not to commit the same mistakes we made the day before. We plan to overcome envy, jealousy, anger, worldliness, lust, greed, and sexual immorality, but fall at our first encounter either by way of our phone or in our personal exchanges with other people, whether Christians or non-Christians. Often, this is because of the environment we find ourselves in, rather than because of us on our own. The truth is, if we are constantly engaging with unclean environments, the only outcome will be that we become unclean ourselves. What does it mean for something to be unclean? There are some obvious examples. Perhaps we have friends who do not believe in God and mock our relationship with God, causing us to do things we know to be wrong or to deny our faith. This is clearly an environment to move away from. Or we are watching films or TV shows which invoke feelings of lust or sexual immorality. Again, this is an environment that needs to be avoided. Maybe our scrolling through Instagram posts causes us to develop feelings of jealousy, envy, anxiety, ungratefulness, comparison, insignificance, or unworthiness. This too may be an environment that you may need to move away from. These are just a few examples. I'm sure you can think of many others where you and I are mixing with what is unclean. Now that we have identified these areas, we must work to separate ourselves from the unclean, limiting its exposure in our daily routines. Here are some questions for you to think about. What am I doing that is causing me to mix with what is unclean? How can I adapt my daily routines to minimize my exposure to what is unclean? Have I asked for God to help me overcome the areas of my life where I'm mixing with the unclean? Well, that's it from me for today. Thanks for listening. Have a great day. Bye.